Yeah, well, we'll be talking about the shell, the subshell, the orbit, and the orbital. Now, the shell, when we are talking about shell or shells, we are referring to the circular part around the nucleus of an atom. The circular part around the nucleus of an atom. Circular part around the nucleus of an atom. That is the shell. And is designated by N. So we can have it as something like this. This is a shell. This is another shell. This is another shell. Shell is the same thing as the energy level. So another name for shell is energy level. This is the first shell. The number 1, n equals to 1, n equals to 2, n equals to 3. This is the first shell, this is the second shell, this is the third shell. The more the number of the shell, the larger the size of an atom. So what determines the size of an atom is the shell. If the shell is increasing, the size of the atom is also increasing. An atom that has one shell will be smaller than the one that has two. The one that has 2 will be smaller than the one that has 3. So the more you are increasing the shell, the more the size of the atom is increasing. That is the meaning of shell. So the shell is the circular part around the nucleus. The nucleus is the center where the protons and the neutrons are located in an atom. So those circular parts that are fixed around the nucleus. So the shells are like the K shell, the L shell, the M shell, and the N shell. These are the names of the shells. So we have the K shell, L shell, M shell, and the N shell. This K shell can carry a maximum of 2 electrons. The L shell can carry a maximum of 8 electrons. The M shell can carry a maximum of 18. 2, 8, 18. And this will carry a maximum of 32. There is a formula you can use to know the number of electrons they can carry. That is 2n square. And this is the first one. So 2 into bracket 1 square will give me 2. That is how we get these 2 here. Then this is the second one, which is 2. N here is going to be 2. 2 square is 4. 2 times 4 will be 8. That is how we get this number. So the third one here is M. That is going to be 2 into N is going to be 3. 3 square is 9. 2 times 9 will give 18. That is how we get this 18. So the next one is 4. And that means that N is equal to 4. That will be 2 into bracket 4 square. 4 square is 16. 2 times 16 will give you 32. That is how we get this 32. So these are the maximum number of electrons each of the shell can have. Then another thing is subshell. Subshells are the divisions of a shell. The divisions, if you divide a shell into components, you have the subshell. Like now, if I give you a contract to maybe to build a house, you are the contractor. Then and you now call another person to be building the house while you are the one supervising the person. That person is the subcontractor, but you are the main contractor because I told you to build a house for me, and you now submitted the building plan to another person to help you to do the building. So the next person, the third party, is the subshell. So we have an atom, and in an atom now, the circular part around the nucleus is the shell. Then there are locations, there are divisions, there are discrete steps or locations in the shell. Those places are called the subshell. So when we are talking about the subshell, we are talking about the subdivisions of the shell. And what are the subshells? The subshell simply means the subdivisions of a shell. And the examples of subshells are the S, P, D, and F. These are the subshells. The S, P, D, and F. And each of these subshell, they also produces different forms of orbitals, different types of orbital. Like S we have S orbital. In the P, we have PX, PY, and PZ orbital. D, we have DX, DY, and the remaining part of the D orbital. So the subshells talks about the divisions of the shell. Like this is a K shell. The division of this shell is just one, S. Then this is the L shell. This is the M shell. The division of this shell is S and P. While this is M shell, the division of this shell is S, P, and D. Three things. This is 1, the first one. This is 2, the second shell. This is 3, the third shell. 1, 2, 3. Because it is the third shell. If we have the fourth shell now, which is N, we are going to have 4 things because it's 4. That is S, P, D, and F. So these are the sub shells. But the main shell here is the N shell. Then the sub shells is S, P, D, and F. So that is it for the sub shell. Then when we are talking about the orbits,